Hi, this is Teresa Wagger from PremierDesignWebsites.com, and we're here today for Monday's Quick Tip, and we're going to learn today how to add your email account to Gmail. This has been a question that's been coming up for a couple months with different clients. We seem to be moving away from using our desktop only for email. We can get it on our phones, we can get it on our iPads or our Android devices. So folks are looking for a way to get their POP3 email account online quickly and easily, and Gmail is an awesome solution just for that. So today that's what we're going to learn how to do. So let's go through what we're doing here. There are three things you need to start. Well, really kind of four, but here's what you need. The first thing that you will need is your mail server domain name. This usually comes when you set up your email account. You can ask your administrator if you're not sure, but you will need your mail server domain name. Sometimes just your domain name will work. So in my case, I use mail.example.com, or for my account it'll be mail.premierdesignwebsites.com. So you can try that if you're not really sure, but that's what it typically is for most setups. You will need your username and password to your email account as well, and those you can find from your Outlook account if you're using Outlook, or again ask your administrator. And finally, you need access to the email account to confirm your ownership outside of Gmail. So if you already have it set up on webmail somewhere else, you have access to it, or Outlook, you'll be sending an email to it that you'll need to be able to access. Okay, so those are the four things that you need. Let's go. So let's get started with checking our email with Google. I'm going to run through this really quick, and then we're going to actually do it for you, but these are the steps that we're going to be taking. So first we're going to go to gmail.com and log into your account. And then we'll be finding the little gear guy. I'll show you what that looks like, the settings gear. And we'll click on Settings and Account Imports. And then we're going to scroll down to Check Mail from Other Accounts. And we'll click on Add a POP3 account you own. Then we'll be entering the complete email address in the pop-up little box that you'll see, and click on Next Step. Then we'll add your email with the username and password that you have. And then finally, the checkbox next to label incoming messages, and I'll talk to you about why that's important, and then click on Add Account. Okay, so let's go do that right now. Here's my Gmail account, and again, just go to gmail.com and log in using your Gmail username and password. Don't use your email account, that's probably not the same thing. You want to make sure that you use your Gmail account and or your Google username and password. So, and if you don't have a Gmail account, go ahead and set one up. So let's go over here. I was talking to you about the gear. There's the gear guide. If we hover over it, it says Settings. If we click on it, scroll down to Settings and click on that again. And here we have Accounts and Import. Click on Accounts and Import. And now we're going to scroll down left-hand side. It says Check Mail from Other Accounts. And down here you'll see it says Add a POP3 mail account you own. So we're going to click on the Add a POP3 mail account. It brings up this nice little yellow box of add a mail account you own. So we want to put the email account, and mine is support@premierdesignwebsites.com. So just type that right in there, and when you're done typing, click on Next Step. Remember, I said make sure you have your username and password. So we're going to put your username and the password. Now, your username may be support@premierdesignwebsites.com in some cases, but just put whatever you have, put the whole thing in there. Now, you can add the POP server if it's different than this. Mine is mail.premierdesignwebsites.com. It may be, I know that if I take off mail, it'll still work, but that depends on how your server is set up. But ask your administrator for that if you're not sure. Now you do have the option here to click the button here to leave a copy of retrieved messages on your server, but be careful when you do that, because you probably have a limit of the space that you can have on your server, and if you never clean them off, which Google won't do by clicking that button, then you may start getting bounce messages when it fills up. The other thing, the other time that this is useful is if you're using Gmail for your phone, or you're using it somewhere else where you just want a copy of messages that are coming through, and you'll be downloading them off the server, maybe onto your Outlook account. Personally, that's how I use it. So you can click that if you need to do it. The other thing that's important to click here is label incoming messages. It's important for me to be able to know where my messages are coming from, the different accounts, and this is a great way for Gmail to tell you, oh, this came from the support account. And you can change that. You can go in there and, oh, I guess you can't. Anyway, support at, that's the label you get. So let's click on Add Account. Now, your email has been added. I'm going to get away from this yellow box real quick and show you how. Remember we said check mail from other accounts, and now you can see support at Premier Design Websites is there. You can see here. Okay, so what's the next step? The next thing you probably want to be able to do is to be able to send out emails from that account. It's because it doesn't look good for you to be sending an email out that is from whatever at gmail.com. It looks much more professional if you send it from at Premier Design Websites or whatever your domain name is. It makes you look like you know what you're doing. So let's go back to our little yellow box here. Oops, no, we're going to talk about what we're going to do. Sorry. So we're going to verify your email account so that you can send out through Gmail. So what we'll do is we'll leave the button checked for yes and click on next step. And then we're just going to leave everything as it is and click on next step twice. And then click on send verification, get our verification code from our email, and then we can begin using the Gmail account. So let's go back to our little yellow box. And I says, yes, I want to be able to send emails as support at Premier Design Websites. So let's click on next step. Okay. And name is Teresa Wagger, and support is my email address, so we'll click next step again, and it's easier to send it through Gmail, so click next step again. Keep seeing again. Now, before you send it, you need to verify that you have access to that email account, so I'm going to click on send verify or send verification, and that will send an email to the support at premierdesignwebsites.com email account, and I'm going to go to my webmail and check that. Okay, so let's go over to webmail. And I'm going to log in there. Okay. Oh, look, and there's a lovely email from the Gmail team. Let's click on that. Open it up. And here you'll see your confirmation code. So I'm going to right click on that and copy. So we need that verification code to put it back in the yellow box here. So enter and verify the confirmation code. So we will enter that code. Right click and paste to enter the code, and then click verify. So let's go back to our Gmail. Alright, so now it's been verified. Let's scroll up a little bit. You can see support at Premier Design Websites, and it's there. So we can send mail as that. You can make that your default if you want. So let me show you how that works. We're going to click on Compose here. Now you can see this is my default email. If I want to send it from the other email, from support, I just click on the little drop down beside it. Click on the support at Premier Design Websites, and there you go. And you can go in also, if you wanted to change this from Teresa Wagger to something else, you can do that as well. Okay. So we have verified our account. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. This is Teresa Wagger with PremierDesignWebsites.com, and today's Monday Quick Tip. You learned today how to add your email account to Gmail. Hope you have a great Monday.